Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. And today we are talking horror on DVD. I actually have a whole nother stack of horror movies over there to share with you guys in the coming weeks, but all of that is on Blu-ray. So I figured I would split these videos up, one into DVDs and the next into Blu-rays. So I have 11 titles next to me here that I've picked up recently in the horror realm. Some more horror than others, but we're going to count them all as horror related at this point. Horror adjacent, I guess would be the right term. And let me mention, check back later this week and I will finally be wrapping up my year of movie watching, media collecting in 2024. I want to talk about my 24 favorites for 2024. I will be doing that later on this week, so definitely check back to the channel for that if you're interested. But with that said, today we're talking horror on DVD, so let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into my horror on DVD haul. What better way to start a haul like this than with an Anchor Bay release? This one is called Spiral. And you can see on the spine here, right there, it is, Anchor Bay. And what a legendary company when it comes to horror DVDs. They're supposed to be making a comeback, actually. And I think I have at least one, well, no, actually a few more from Anchor Bay in this haul. So yeah, this one I don't know really much about at all, but it looked interesting. And according to the back, it is more of a, like, maybe a psychological thriller more so than a horror movie, but definitely horror adjacent. So it's supposed to be Hitchcockian in its delivery. So sounds very interesting. Excited to check it out. And then Amber Tamlin is in this as well, who is very familiar. I know her from, she was in like The Grudge 2, I know, and various other things. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, I believe. But anyway, looks like an interesting one. This is Spiral from Anchor Bay. Also fitting for a haul like this is just a random company that I'd never heard of before, but this is Voodoo. And the reason I grabbed this one is because of that right there. It stars Corey Feldman in this 90s horror movie that I have never heard of before, finding this DVD. And I guess there's this whole series, this Gold series. I think it might be, yeah, on the inside here, you can kind of see more of the Gold series from Apex. That's who released this one. So no idea if this is going to be any good or not, but yeah, just super interesting. And the whole release was fascinating to me. So I had to grab this one. This is Voodoo with Corey Feldman. I always love the cheesy nature attacks movies, and that's exactly what this is. Actually part of the Maneater series, if I'm not mistaken, but this is Black Swarm. And you can see the name on the front there, Robert Englund, probably playing one of those very small cameos would be my guess. But yeah, interesting to see him in here, and I'm always trying to collect more of the Maneater series, which is basically, animal attack movies, or in this case, insect attack movies. So yeah, it looks fun. Can't wait to check this out. This is Black Swarm. Fitting alongside that one nicely here, we have a Roger Corman production. This is Dino Shark. So this, of course, there was a number of movies released with this same banner at the top there, part of the Roger Corman Presents collection. And I don't have many of them in my collection, but this was one I had to pick up. I actually grabbed this one from my local used record shop. They have a movie section in there, and it was really cheap, so definitely had to grab this. We have Dino Shark, which looks just as corny as humanly possible. Here's another horror adjacent one, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it was through Vinegar Syndrome, one of their partner labels, one of their sister labels, released this one on Blu-ray finally, or maybe even 4K. This is The Snowtown Murders. And you can see here, this is an IFC Midnight release. And I remember this movie coming out on DVD when I worked at Family Video. Always wanted to rent it, but never ended up doing that. But now that I know that it is actually based on a true crime story, I had to check it out. And the DVD, at least prior to that 4K being announced, because I actually picked this one up, I don't know, middle to late last year, but before that, the whole announcement happened, this was relatively expensive. So I think I paid a little bit more for this than I normally would for a DVD, but it was a good price at the time. So happy to have it in the collection. I won't be upgrading until I watch it just to see, make sure I love it. But yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. It's supposed to be very disturbing. We have The Snowtown Murders. Another one that's actually based on a very disturbing true story. This is The Girl Next Door, and it's based on the Jack Ketchum novel of the same name. Now, I've seen this one, and I've read the book twice. The book is, without a doubt, the most disturbing book I've ever read. It is excellent and horrible in, every imaginable way, but this is just a terrifying story of kind of people put in a situation and just how far will they go when they think there are no consequences. And it's horrendous. It's horrible what happens here. Do not check this movie out or read the book until you know what it's about and are sure you can handle that. But yeah, the movie is done surprisingly well based on the book material. So yeah, they did a great job with this, and I didn't have it in the collection, and I was happy to find this one at Second and Charles, actually, for this one. We have Jack Ketchum's The Girl Next Door. Another one I remember from my family video days, and I wish I would have grabbed it at that point because it's a little pricier DVD now, but this is Willow Creek. So of course it is a Bigfoot movie, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a found footage Bigfoot movie, which, count me in, I am a huge found footage fan, so really looking forward to checking this one out. And like I said, I remember it from back in the day, but I didn't buy it, and so I did have to pay up a little bit on this one, but still very happy I came across it finally. We have Willow Creek. These next three are related in that they are all movies from a series that I'm trying to collect, and so I was able to fill in a gap with all of these. But first up here, we have one that I was trying to find for a while to complete this collection, Anacondas, Trail of Blood. Now, as I sit here, I cannot remember, I want to say this is either the third or fourth movie. I can't remember exactly what. I think maybe the fourth. And yeah, so it was just, I think, the only one in this ridiculous Anaconda series that I didn't already own. So was happy to find this one at my local, again, record shop, which is ridiculous to say, but yeah, this was a really cool find there, and it's very cheap for it as well. So happy to have this one and complete my Anaconda collection. We have Anacondas, Trail of Blood. Here's another one I bought a while ago, and since then it's actually been released on 4K, but I didn't have this in the collection, so I had to pick it up. We have The Howling 3, The Marsupials. So I think at this point I have, if not all, I think all but one of the Howling movies in my collection. I think most of them I actually own on DVD, but yeah, I've still only seen the original. That's a great movie, but I've not seen the sequels. And the one that was released on 4K was either this one or number 2. Let me know down below. I mixed them up, I think. But yeah, either way, this is a cool one to find on DVD. We have Howling 3, The Marsupials. This next one I was really excited to find because I've been trying to get it for a long time now. In my Inherited movies, I think it was, I ended up getting the Mangler 2 and the Mangler Reborn, I think is what it was. But I didn't have the original, so I couldn't watch those. I finally came across it in the wild on DVD, the original Mangler with, again, Robert Englund in it. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, I think he stars in this one. But yeah, of course, based on the Stephen King short story and directed by Tobe Hooper. So looking forward to finally checking out this series for the first time. I really like the short story that it's based off of, and Tobe Hooper is a good director. So looking forward to this one. This is The Mangler. And last but not least today is actually an eBay pickup, so I specifically went searching for this one. This is a documentary about Halloween. It's called Halloween 25 Years of Terror. Now, I heard somebody talking about this. I want to say it may have been Christian over at Planet CHH, and it may have been an older video, quite frankly, but he was talking about how this is one of his favorite horror documentaries ever, so I had to check it out. I didn't have access to it, and you can see this thing is absolutely loaded with special features, the coolest of which is a physical goodie. So you can see there is 2 discs here, which is awesome. And the big reason I wanted this is for this little physical goodie over here, which is actually Halloween Autopsy. Is that right? Halloween Autopsis, I believe, is how you would say that one. But this is a comic book, and so I was really excited to add this one to the collection. It just looks like so much fun and is so fitting for a documentary on Halloween to come with a Halloween graphic novel. Like, that's so absurd, but yeah, that's so cool. So that was one of the big reasons I wanted that. That's just an awesome physical goodie. And I'll say, from eBay, pretty good shape, but the bottom did get ripped a little bit, which little bit disappointing, but not that big of a deal. I'm still able to read it, which is what matters. So yeah, anyway, can't wait to check this one out. I actually bought this around Halloween and just didn't get around to it at the time. But yeah, I have to watch this one soon. We have Halloween 25 Years of Terror. All right, and there we go. 11 more for the collection, and I don't know what it is about DVD, but I think horror movies just hit differently on DVD, and so happy to have a lot of these in the collection. I think most of them are not even available on Blu-ray, or the price is just expensive because they're out of print, or whatever the case is. So, you know, this is why DVDs are still rocking in this household. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today. Like I said, stay tuned later this week for my 24 favorites of 2024 video, and then eventually in the coming weeks I will have a stack of horror Blu-rays to share with you guys. So lots of great things coming on the pipeline here, but that's going to do it for today. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I really do appreciate that. And before I let you go, I'll just encourage you all to consume some media today. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you all next time.